Okay, so there's lots of dirty little secrets on YouTube we found.
There are.
Lots of
surprisingly.
Not the type you think, but we're talking about payola. What's payola? Does anybody know what payola is out there? Raise your hand. Okay. So payola is a thing back in the old days when record companies and execs would pay the radio channels money to actually play the record. That is illegal. You cannot do that to this day. It still happens. But it's been made illegal. But we didn't really know this was a thing on YouTube until until one of our friends got involved.
Fairly recently.
Why don't you tell us the story?
I mean, we know some folks who make things, especially some pedal builders, smaller companies, and I watch a lot of pedal reviews and demos on gear and amps, and I did not realize that a lot of these demoers are getting thousands, sometimes up to like $10,000 to review a pedal.
That sort of blew my mind when you said $10,000
$10,000
to review one pedal, and the video is not. Well, it's not that time consuming to do for most of these, the edit time and like some of these guys like Paul Davis, like those are some pretty intense videos and like the Red Shoals, and that's a different thing. But when we're talking about like a basic pedal review,
right?
I sort of just assume that like the guy's he monetizes it from his YouTube account, from his 800,000 subscribers or whatever they have, plus the ads that pop in there, and they get free pedals and stuff. And they can probably sell the pedals, but no.
Some of them, and again, this is not all,
a lot of money,
but some of them are getting paid
a lot
of money.
And like, we're not going to go into names. It's not about that. It's just something we didn't know was a thing. And then we were talking. The whole team was just talking. And then one of the guys behind the camera was like, it's funny. Like the person you can trust the most, perhaps, is the actual person trying to sell you the piece of equipment. Because usually in today's day and age, most shops only care what they like.
I think especially shops like us, independent.
Like all the other indie shops that I know, like they're not. The old days of the manufacturers, this did used to happen like the 90s, 2000s, like manufacturers would come in like, hey, you have to carry X amounts of these fenders and like this many Strymons or whatever, or like you have to have this many on display at all times. Those days are kind of over for most shops. Some of the reps still try to push that, but not really.
Right.
It's they're flexible with the guys that sell a lot of guitars.
Just smart.
Which is like, you sell what you can sell. But it's different.
It's very different. So if you see a shop, and again, this is generalized, but if you see a shop like us and we're telling you about a pedal, I don't know that we have anything that we're just like, I have to sell this stupid ridiculous thing.
We have had some duds.
Well, we've had some duds, but we also, because we're idiots, we're like, people ask, what do you think of this? Well, no, it's not my favorite thing. I probably wouldn't buy it.
And I was laughing because you can go on our website. We were talking about this earlier, and we go on our website. One of our guitars, like we described it as the color of dog bile.
Because it is.
This did not come from Fender as dog bile color, but we mentioned that's just what it looks like. The photographs might not do it justice. We want the full description that you're buying a guitar that looks like the color of your dog's vomit. We think it's a great guitar, but but
it looks like dog vomit.
And if we don't like the guitar or like the pedal, we're not going to do a demo on it.
Right.
And we are heavily invested in the pieces too. We buy them all.
That's right.
And it's not like the company send it to you and like, here are some guitars, good luck.
Yeah.
So we are invested, but like sometimes like a guitar gets there and it's not what you think it's going to be.
True.
And you're not going to, and you have to sell it, or you be really honest about it, and eventually that one person that really wants that ugly.
Someone just finds it and it's their thing.
It is, right. And I've done that too. Like I have some guitars in here that are just trash, but I love them.
But they're your thing. That for whatever reason, that's what you're looking for the thing it does. We know that.
So it's a question, like who do you listen to when you're like wanting to buy a guitar or a pedal or a keyboard or anything? Do you go to your trusted magazine sources or your online magazine sources? Guitar World, guitar.com. What do you do?
I mean, I rarely read the magazines anymore. It's changed so much because early 2000s, late 90s, I had subscriptions to all them. They just showed up at my house.
Show up.
Yeah. And you might even know more about this than I do. So like the magazine, like how would you say it works as far as, do they just pick out of the goodness of their heart what to run? Are they beholden?
The beholden word again. It's not payola, but it kind of is. Like the guitar magazines, and they're all online now, pretty much. You might get a physical subscription, but in general, they have to be a little careful because they have their major manufacturers are spending advertising dollars in excess of 6 figures and up sometimes annually with some of these companies, and you're not going to do a dump job on a guitar, even if it might be terrible, if this company is giving you $200,000 for this quarter or for this year. And so you have to, you will notice, we've noticed online, like if there's certain guitars that are having difficulty selling, that might be expensive guitars, there'll be like a push from some of the guitar magazines on like this guitar, and it's the manufacturers and the shops sort of all holding hands there and doing a little bit of push.
Bit of a press release kind of thing. Yeah.
It's just what it's, and that's okay. That's business.
Yeah.
They want to get the piece out there, but you just have to be careful again on, is this like a completely honest review of this product?
And I will say this, I do think sometimes if I do read one of the magazine reviews or if I'm watching a channel, right? Like even if it's a channel that never says anything negative, I can still sort of tell when their eyes light up and they just love something. But I can also tell when they have that sort of dead look, like, oh yeah, it does this. I mean, there's you. If you play guitar and you know what makes you excited, you can see whether the dude's excited.
Now, there's a Greg Koch demo from, gosh, this was years ago at Wildwood. He did this demo on this one. It was like a candy tangerine Strat with, it had Abigail Ybarra pickups, and he played it for like 12 minutes. Like it's a 12-minute demo.
Probably likes this.
But I wish I could have bought it at that point. I didn't. I bought a Telly, but I should have bought both because this guitar was amazing and Abbey pickups. But it just, you can tell he loved it. And then even guys like Anderton's, like they love most of the stuff they put on their channel.
Yes.
And Peach definitely loves the stuff that's on their channel. Like because at Anderton's they have like a gazillion stuff. They have like new products coming in every day. They cannot visually put everything out there. They choose what they like.
That's right.
Peach does too. They have some of the best boutique gear and some of the highest end Fenders and like 2-rock amps, which I love. And they demo them and they do it in an amazing way, and you can tell they love it. And like we hope like we do the same thing.
Hopefully we do. Yeah.
I mean, I think we've done even like the Squire. We've done like Squire demos before because we like the Squire.
We thought, oh, this is
for how much
Squire,
it costs.
Yeah.
This is really cool. But in general, we don't get to do Squire demos. But there's like someone like, man, this is really good. And it's like, how much is it? It's like $100-something. Cool.
Right.
It's a strange little.
It's strange. But and I would say look for the videos, like especially because you know me, I watch a lot of the pedal.
You do watch a lot
videos.
of pedal. I do not.
Look for the ones. I always enjoy the ones. I appreciate the ones. Or I know they're probably getting paid or they're getting free pedal or whatever. But it's not necessarily. It is okay. They have to make a living. But it's the demos that are good that I feel like have still integrity with that are the ones where they're just like, here's what this thing does. They don't say much about it either way. They don't say whether they love it or they hate it. It's really just, here's the function, you hear the sounds, and then you sort of get to judge yourself. It's sort of the next best thing to going to the shop.
Well, especially in today's day and age. And even with there's a new rule on YouTube that sort of enacted in September of 2020 that you have to announce if there's like paid elements of the video, but that doesn't really cover like if you're being paid by said pedal maker to demo his pedal. Which still, like when I heard $10,000, like that is, I am in the wrong business.
And I think that is the like
Send me
top
pedals.
of the top. But yes,
that's amazing.
Yes.
So the whole gist of that is really just like educate yourself, watch a lot of them, but be aware when you're watching them. It's the same as when you listen to like, I don't know if anybody listens to the radio anymore. Like I don't. I listen to Sirius or like a stream. But
Spotify.
If you do, like there's like, educate yourself. That's not necessarily the music that they want to play. It's music that the labels and advertising dollars work with, and it's a strange, twisted web out there. But it really is fun. It is fun. We have a lot of fun on it. And all of our friends that are making pedals, keep making more and send all your pedals
because we like them
out to the world. We'll take them, we'll review it without even. We might review. I won't do it. Sean with the funny hair will do it. I don't know how to even connect pedals anymore. I'm so old.
Yeah,
it confuses me.
Cables and wires.
I'm shocking myself. No, yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of it.
I think that's about it. Let us know what you think. What do you guys think about the demos that you watch? What do you like? What do you not like? How do you feel about that? Hit like and subscribe. Click the bell so you'll see all our new videos. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.